just like the physicality of it. Something about like fighting somebody, like messing them up.
You like that? You like that? The pain, the intensity of it?
Yeah. I just kind of like fell in love with it.
And you dominated in the girls' tournaments. You were undefeated your junior year?
Yeah, and then I was undefeated my senior year.
2 seasons without getting beat once?
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah! How can you not be?
I would like wake up at 5 o'clock, I would go to the gym, like go into the sauna, go like run a mile. And then I would like work out during lunch, and then I'd work out after my workouts like during school. You like put every ounce of like passion and dedication you can into the sport. It changes you as like a complete person. It's like insane.
You wanted to compete against males. You wanted to be in the male league.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me.
How come?
And my birth certificate said female. Everyone knew who I was. Like I never like was like not open about like talking to people, and a lot of the girls were supportive, and like everyone around me was supportive.
There was a lot of controversy though as well about you taking the mat. Why?
I was taking testosterone. I put my testosterone shots like up on my Instagram, and so that was like, oh, you're beating all these girls because you're taking testosterone.
So things kind of exploded after that.
Yeah, it got like huge.
17-year-old transgender boy in Texas has won the state's girls wrestling championship.
Mack has been taking testosterone, and it shows.
Many people are upset that he's taking steroids. Even if they're prescribed by a doctor, they feel like that gives him an unfair advantage.
Everybody just basically like disregarded like my work and dedication. I just felt like completely betrayed. Like it was just like messed up.
The story about Mack is a big deal in the wrestling community. Mack was a 2-time state champion in girls division, but women's wrestling and men's wrestling is 2 completely different sports.
Mack was being recruited for the women's team here. I offered a scholarship. Mack said, no, I want to wrestle with the men.
I didn't recruit Mack. My money was already tied up, and Mack called me, and he obviously was getting wrestling scholarship from the women's coach. I told him that to be part of the team, he has to do what a lot of guys do. They just have to walk on and prove themselves.
He was just like, as long as you work hard and you dedicate yourself, I had no issue with you wrestling on the guys' team. I was like, bet.
I haven't seen him on the mat yet because he's been injured and all that stuff because of his surgery. Here at Life University, we're all about inclusion. Mack wants to be treated like a man, and he's doing things to be where he needs to be, and why not give somebody a chance? Why not let him wrestle men? That's all he wants to do.
And do you feel like you're an advocate for the trans community?
I mean, yeah, I like to think so.
Disregard the word trans. We're people. We are people. And we all have a choice. We all have a damn choice to make ourselves better every day.
After like my story came out, there was like so many like trans individuals. They were like, I'm a trans athlete, like I don't know what to do. And like I was just like, holy crap, like there's more kids out here that haven't even like came out yet like as trans themselves, or like they're hiding from their coaches or they're hiding from their school. In order to like be okay with yourself, you have to love yourself first. You gotta like do what you can every single day to be the best possible person you can be versus what you were yesterday. Getting 1% better every single day. That's just in my nature, like I like helping people.
Inspiring them through your example.
At least I hope so. Like that's why I want people to take from my story, is that even when like people are like in your face, like you could still come out positive. You just have to have the mindset in order to make the best of it.
When wrestlers around the country watch this, what do you want them to take away from what you guys are doing here?
Everybody's fighting something. The more you look around, everybody's fighting something different. And the beauty about wrestling is that when you come to the mat and you shake everybody's hand and you go out there, all that gets put away and just 2 guys going at it, battling to see who's the toughest. You could have 1 leg, no legs, no arms, no limbs, whatever race, however, if you're rich or poor, everybody can wrestle. That's a beautiful thing about it,
It's the great equalizer, these mats.
Yep.
But you might have to take a few bruises, huh?
Oh, yeah,
I'm not getting out there.
Yeah, it's no joke. Like I've never been in this type of atmosphere before, and I'm super excited to get beat up on every single day. And if I know I'm not getting beat up on, then I'm probably not going as hard as I'm supposed to be.
Are you intimidated at all?
No. No, I want to be smacked on. I want to be hit on the head. If somebody smacks to the floor, I'll just get right back off, dust off my feet, and just go right back as hard as I can, as much as I can.
I'm Michael Koenigs, the host of More in Common, and if you have a story idea, be sure to comment below and subscribe for our next episode.